Looks like we got a trooper. Start to say what's up. I think he already knows what's up. This is the same one I documented before, I believe. Looks like we have 310. Or 4643, excuse me, it looks like. I record the police, ma'am. It's for everybody's safety. Citizen safety too. She was asking about who's the guy with the camera. Well, let's look at the not really shiny. They're kind of hard to shine. Look at those shiny boots. I love to look good. Forgot to turn my lights off. Maybe I can get one of them to turn my lights off so I don't miss any of the action. We'll ask the HPD guy. Reaching for the pocket, trying to do a pat down, and she's panicking. She just want to put her hand in her left pocket.
going somewhere. Be right back.
Alright, are you ready?
It's kind of hard to hear. It sounds like he's doing an assessment. Put his hand in her pocket. Got something in his right hand. It's like some sort of container, plastic. She asked if she's going to jail. I think she's saying whatever that is not hers. It's her mom's. I think he said you'll be fine. What? It's kind of hard to believe that in this situation if I were her. I believe this is the guy from my other video, the trooper who asked questions and I didn't really respond. Looks like HPD's leaving. And he's collecting things off the trunk.
You good, bud?
I'm good, sir.
You got any questions or anything?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm just observing.
Yeah, you're fine, man. If you need anything, let me know, buddy.
Will do. You have a good evening.
You too.
Looks like we're all done here. If you watch carefully, and if my camera movements aren't too jittery, you'll notice she is very guarded of one of her pockets in particular. Due to my limited knowledge of the situation, I can only surmise, speculate, guess that he already had probable cause for an arrest during his pat-down, because it seemed that he continued his pat-down to a full search by placing his hand into her pocket to retrieve items. Coupling that with a comment I heard about a warrant, which I believe she said was not on her but on her mother, I'm assuming the warrant or some other probable cause had already been established and articulated in the trooper's mind, and he had no reason to stop at a pat-down and continue to full search. She was already in cuffs, which further leads me to believe such, but people can be placed in cuffs for simple detainment also, so that does not in and of itself mean much. There's just too many possible variables. My comments are somewhat speculative, but contain possible scenarios and reference observed actions and overheard words. I also think she said the container in her pocket belonged to her mother, though she could have still been referencing the warrant. I believe I heard her attribute possession of that container to her mother. If she was actually considered under arrest at this point, then her pockets are fair game. If she was only detained, which I doubt from all I could observe and hear, then an external pat-down for weapons would be allowed anyway. Now, from what I could hear, from the conversation portions that I could actually hear, it sounded like what had happened was she raised a red warning flag when she saw the trooper and apparently made some immediate actions to change her direction, etc. This apparently led to further investigation and contact by the trooper, and though I was not there, I would assume that she did not decline and reject the contact and interaction with such questions as, am I being detained or am I free to go? I wasn't there. It's possible she had an odor or some other factor leading to a lawful detention. I only know that in many cases people seem to aid the police in an investigation against themselves. If there was nothing more than her changing directions, she did nothing illegal nor worthy of being lawfully detained at that point, and Kentucky is not a stop and identify nor stop and frisk state to my knowledge, and even if it were, to my knowledge, it still requires more than just a hunch in most of those types of states to be able to articulate such actions. Someone changing direction, or jogging, or running, just happening to coincide with police presence is not generally a reason to detain, nor is it a violation of any law to my knowledge. So, if her only action was one of directional change, then I would put money on the fact that she could have avoided the contact by simply continuing her walk and ignoring the trooper, or at the most telling him she was continuing on her way, if she was not being detained, as she continued walking and creating distance from him, while also not reversing her intent by stopping or continuing to speak with him even at a distance. Again, though, because I came upon this after the initial contact, I did not see what transpired prior to her being detained, and because I do not know all of the details, I can't say that he did not already know her, or that she was meeting the description of some sort of subject or suspect from a current call report. I'm just giving some general information, possibilities, and approaches for the copsuckers to whine about, and those interested in their rights to consider and further research. Regarding the trooper, he was, yet again, absolutely professional. This was the same trooper from my video where I declined to respond to his curiosity questions, and he continued with his task of the traffic stop he was on. As he was securing, or after, the subject for transport, you can see not only interacted with very little invasiveness with me, but he also asked me if I had any questions. I declined to pose any questions, but that is the first Leo in any of my videos that I can remember that initiated an invitation to ask questions. I said that I can remember, just in case I missed one. To be fair, I don't expect such, and the officers from HPD and the few I have on video from the Sheriff's Department, whom I have asked questions of, have for the most part answered. However, again, I think this trooper inviting questions was a nice touch. I give him props for that. And now the cop haters can be mad at me too. Have a nice evening, cop haters and suckers.